Hey everybody, welcome to First Glance with Jody, Vance. I'm very excited about our next guest today. It is Troy Grant. He is the CEO of a company called i3 Interactive. And you're going to want to write down the stock symbol. Actually, you know what? You'll probably just be able to commit it to memory. It's BETS, B-E-T-S. I mean, come on. How cool do you get? You get BETS. And Troy, excited to hear about what you have going on at i3 Interactive. As somebody who loves sports, and as I often say here on the program, I have a 14-year-old who's obsessed with gaming, as most teens are, particularly in a global pandemic. You're bringing together many strands of this very busy lane and putting it to work. So first and foremost, welcome. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you, Jody.
And let's get to what exactly is i3 Interactive.
Okay. i3 was formed by a group of online gaming executives from companies like Bet365, William Hill, PokerStars, Bodog. And it was formed basically to look for different opportunities around the world in different emerging markets. For the last number of years, we've been focused on India, and we did 3 transactions in the last year.
Okay, so you just name dropped some things that even those who aren't necessarily into the online gaming, online betting realm would know. I mean, what you just rattled off as the people on your board are pretty impressive names. How did you gather that group together?
Yeah, no, it was it was formed. The company was formed with a talented group of guys, and once we started getting one, it was the next one came along. So it was very exciting.
Birds of a feather flocking together and focusing on. You've got a global focus, but you mentioned India. Why India?
The team identified India as one of the fastest growing online markets in the world. Gambling in India is second nature to most Indians, so it makes sense for us to look at that market. And after we went public, we acquired a poker business. Since then, it has more than doubled in revenue, and as well as a fantasy company that we acquired. That we have
more than doubled in revenue. You had me at that. I would like jaw dropper. People want to hear that. And here is a company or an opportunity. Again, the stock symbol on the Canadian exchange is BETS, B-E-T-S. I'm in love with your stock symbol. I think that's so fantastic. How did you secure that?
No, it was we're very lucky to no one else grabbed that, especially since the online gaming market is it's becoming very popular in the last 18 months or so.
Yeah, in these difficult times where people who love to gamble, who love to game, obviously responsibly, but in a time where casinos were shut down and the opportunity to go in and circle and circulate with your fellow poker player or whatever your game might be. Yeah. This is an opportunity that, I mean, legitimately being online and mobile for that matter, you're bringing to the table something that could make people that wouldn't necessarily have the accessibility piece, even outside of a pandemic, feel like a part of a community here.
Exactly, and with people with lots of time on their hands as well. So it's a great timing on that side.
So let's talk about the company and how it's been developing. You clearly have the rock solid knowledge at the root and at the foundation of the company. Where have you come to, and where do you see yourself progressing to in the weeks and months to come? I mean, obviously a changing world, people looking for a place to invest. That's what First Glance is all about, is like opportunities to sort of get in ground floor or a growth company. How do you see your growth moving forward?
Well, as I just mentioned earlier, i3 has acquired 3 companies three investments in the last 12 months. Our goal here is to build a healthy ecosystem within India, which would be poker, fantasy, rummy, esports, with anticipation of sports betting becoming legal in the next 24 to 36 months. And that's where we would see the multiples or the valuations of companies such as ourselves going from typically a 4x to a 10x.
Wow. Not insignificant, clearly. So i3 Interactive is definitely in a very busy lane. All of those things that you just named off, all of the avenues, revenue streams that you hope to pull into effect. How do you differentiate yourselves from others who are looking to do similar?
The Indian market is quite, it's not crowded, but there are some significant players there. Dream 11 just raised, I believe, 700 million at an $8 billion valuation, looking to go public via SPAC on the NASDAQ here later this year. So, with our clear focus on India in terms of building the ecosystem, we differentiate ourselves by just, owning our assets 100%, and as well as the team that we have.
So that's a big piece of this, and also being a big player in a big ocean, if you will, because there are just population density wise so many in India who you might tap into. As you said, gaming and is so massive in India. Let's talk about those participation numbers. Where are you at currently, and what are the goals?
Well, right now we currently sit at around approximately 4.5 million registered users across our ecosystem right now. Mm-hmm. We're looking to get, for 2022, 7 to 8 million is our goal, with going up from there.
So let's just reiterate for our listener or viewer, if you're catching up here and writing it down, BETS, BETS on the Canadian Exchange. We're with the CEO of i3 Interactive, Troy Grant. Now you're based in Halifax, right?
Yes, I am.
And is the team spread out all over and sort of that virtual group? It
is. We have team members in London, Ireland, Costa Rica, Vancouver, and obviously our actual team is, with our assets are based in India.
So if I can ask the layman of layman questions here, if I was going to use i3 Interactive gaming products, how would I do that? What would it look like for me as a user?
Well, you would have to be Indian resident for one thing.
First and foremost, yes. But if I lived in India.
Yeah, exactly. Well, our brands are in our poker brand is Blitz Poker, and Blitz Pools is our fantasy product.
So is it an app that one downloads? Is it an online platform? Yes. Do I go, pardon my...
It would be an app that you would download, and then you would go from there.
And does that app come with a cost when you talk about the 4.5 million active users currently? Is it a subscription-based situation?
It's just basically your typical revenue poker model after that.
Right. So you have your account as however you want to play with, and
exactly.
Is there a limit in India? How do the rules work around betting and gaming there?
Yeah, in India, right now, the games of skill are legal. So sports betting is illegal. We believe in, like I said earlier, 24 to 36 months, sports betting will become legal. And that's when, we will hopefully have created our ecosystem with them. We'll then basically then cross-sell them to the sports betting platform after it becomes legal.
Right. So expand from there, because you don't have to even think for 2 seconds about how popular sports is in India as a jumping off point. Now, expansion wise, when it comes in, pardon again, I am no expert when it comes to the parameters of the legalese around online betting and gaming online and having it more than just be for fun, as the kids do, but the adult set that then can responsibly game online. Are there other earmarked places and spaces that you're looking to expand to once you've established India once you become the grand commander of gaming in India?
Yes. Well, we also have our North American strategy right now. Andy Lee heads that up, and then now with a multinational gaming company that works with land-based casinos and helps them basically develop an online brand. So there's a lot of different land-based casinos in North America, and what they do is they go out and work or pitch them on the idea of building an online brand, because a lot of these guys can run land-based casinos, but our team specializes in the online side.
Right, so having the infrastructure already set up and prepared, and the platforms ready.
Yeah, the payment process, everything like that goes with the online side.
Which is a way to go in that more global sense once it's just a turnkey for those who might have let's call them terrestrial.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Interesting stuff here. Honestly, Troy, I'm excited to see what your company does moving forward. Want to reiterate, it's I3 Interactive, and it's the future of online and mobile gaming is sort of your catchphrase. So if somebody wants to go and look up I3, I should note that it is the letter I and the
Yeah.
3 interactive. So if somebody's coming to your website, where are they going? What's the URL?
i3company.com.
i3company.com. Okay, good to know. Good to know. And there's an investor deck there or a way to reach out to you and the board? Yeah.
Yes, there is.
How does that communication work? Is it fairly from an investor perspective? We get a lot of feedback here on the program when people want to reach out. Sometimes there's the busy piece, but are you active on your investor relations?
I try to be, yes. We understand that's an important piece of the puzzle, especially as a public company. So we do our best to communicate properly and timely to the retail investor.
Good to know. So when it comes to the new and emerging markets there as Canadians, what do you see in terms of this country? Our majority of, I would say the bulk of our first glance viewer might be in Canada. Going, what about me, Troy? What about me?
One of the reasons why we're focusing on India is just because it is an emerging market, but the cost to acquire players is a lot less than the players in North America. So we feel that the North American market is very crowded, and now it's the acquisition of players is very costly. So that's why we're looking at the Indian market, and we think for the next 3 to 4 years we'll be very active in that space, and it's going to be very exciting.
That was my curveball for you, and you answered it perfectly, because the simple answer would be there's just that many more people there and not enough people here. So comparatively speaking, but investing wise, that makes all kinds of sense. So there are other ways to play and gamble and compete here in Canadian soil, but invest in something that's growing like I3 Interactive is. So Troy, thank you for your time today, and we look forward to getting updates from you.
Perfect. Thank you very much.